Two, one, we're live.
WagerTalk.com, right back here on Wager Talk TV with a weekend baseball video for you. Some thoughts that are just a bit outside for making the cut this week on the daily shows. Wanted to give you a little bonus baseball content for the weekend here on Wager Talk TV. And don't forget about the Wager Talk TV app, available for download in all app stores now for your favorite mobile devices. Watch us on the go all summer long and this fall with football season around the corner. And it's also, we're on Roku TV as of this week. So check out Roku, check out the Wager Talk TV app, and start watching us day and night, anywhere, anytime. All right, let's look at some baseball thoughts for the week. And we got a lot of big series here, but I want to give you kind of a general theme about these division leaders because, look, we're in the second half of August now. We're heading to the midpoint of August, and then we've got September. Handicapping late August and September baseball is very different than handicapping earlier in the season because there's some teams that are obviously just out of the playoff race, but that doesn't mean they're going to necessarily toss the towel because what happens, especially in September, is that they call up younger players, the rosters expand, and sometimes these younger guys play harder and play better than the washed-up veterans that have struggled all season. But the other takeaway that I want to mention on this quick hitter video for the weekend is the teams that have a big division lead, such as the Yankees, the Astros, and the Dodgers. Those teams are pretty much locked into a top 2 seed. And as I mentioned in last weekend's video with the new playoff format, go back and check that out if you missed it here on Wager Talk TV. Every division winner, of course, makes the playoff, and there's 3 wild cards now instead of 2. So there's 6 teams from each league that make the playoffs. But the top 2 division winners get a bye to the divisional round. The third place division winner has to play in that wild card round. Yankees and Astros are pretty much locked in. Dodgers are locked in, to say the least. They've won 10 straight heading into Friday night. They're just on a monster roll. In fact, I think the Padres picking up Soto and Josh Bell from the Nationals made the Dodgers even stronger because they haven't taken their foot off the gas since. And the winner of the NL East, Mets-Braves, is going to be the other seed, number 2 seed. As I told you last week, and that was a huge series with the Mets and Braves, and the Mets won 4 out of 5, and they've taken a pretty substantial lead now in the NL East. So it's looking like it's going to be Mets-Dodgers, definitely going to be Astros-Yankees. So the point is, be careful with some of these teams going forward, and we've already seen that with the Yankees as they've lost 8 out of 10 heading into Friday night. In fact, just earlier this week, they had the second worst record since the All-Star break in all of baseball. And despite all that, they're still 30 games above 500. They're still 10 games ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays. So Yankees are a team we can maybe pick our spots, but they don't have much to prove here. They're going to start resting guys, limited pitch counts, obviously, for their starters. Big weekend series here, though, against the Red Sox at Boston. And Boston's a team that's not playing well. Boston is 10 games below 500 against right-handed starters, 7 above against lefties. But maybe they get back on track because they're only 4.5 out of that AL East from the wild card. They're not going to catch the Yankees, obviously. They're 16.5 back, but they're only 4.5 back, the Red Sox, of the wild card spot. So this is kind of do or die for Boston. But then again, if you wonder if there's ever a series that might wake the Yankees up, would it be this weekend against their rival Red Sox? They could basically knock them out of the postseason picture. So keep an eye on that. I still think the Yankees are going to be a team that's going to be very hard to make money with, though, going forward after maybe this weekend series at Boston. Another big series this weekend in the National League is Cardinals and Brewers. This will pretty much help decide who might win this division. It's going to be one of these 2 teams heading into Friday night's first game. Right now, the Cardinals have a half-game lead over the Brewers, 15 ahead of the Cubs. So it's going to be either Brewers or Cardinals, but once again, they're going to be the 3 seed as far as the division winners. They will have to play the wild card, but they will host the best of 3, and all 3 games will be at either St. Louis or Milwaukee if they win the division. They don't do a 1-2 or a 2-1. So a little bit of motivation here to win this division, and also just to make the playoffs. Brewers half a game back of the division, and they're only 1 game up they're 1 game back in the wild card, and that's because the Phillies, Braves, and Padres have those wild card spots as of now. The Padres, by the way, are tied for that last wild card. So it's a tight race in the National League. We'll see how it plays out. By the way, the Padres at Washington this weekend. Soto and Bell returning home to D.C. That'll be a very interesting scenario. Hard to trust the Nationals, but maybe that'll spike their interest and get them focused here. The Padres really struggled, losing 5 straight, but they get back on track, winning the last 2 against the Giants. Now they travel cross country with 1 day's of rest starting on Friday. Nationals continuing a downward spiral. The day they traded Soto, they actually beat DeGrom and the Mets a couple Tuesdays ago, went on to lose 6 straight. They've lost 7 of their last 8, so hard to make a case for the Nationals. Padres should pick up a little room in that wild card race. Another big series in the American League is Guardians and Blue Jays. Guardians have now pulled ahead the division lead in the Central. The Twins have been winning that division most of the year. Guardians now 1.5 ahead of Minnesota. Blue Jays 10 behind the Yankees, but 2 up in the wild card. So this is an important series for both teams. And once again, the AL Central, like the NL Central, is going to be the third seeded division winner. So Cleveland or Minnesota is going to have to play in that wild card round. But don't forget about the White Sox. In fact, the White Sox are just 3.5 out in this division. I still think they might win this division. I still think they're probably the most talented team in the AL Central, and they're only 3 back of the wild card. So Toronto's a team that's been much better at home, 13 games better at home, 3 below on the road this year. Not a surprise. A lot of players have to sit due to the vaccine mandates when they cross the Canadian border. Toronto heading back home after struggling on the road the past week. We'll see if they get back on track here in this big series against Cleveland. And finally, I mentioned the Dodgers and the Astros. They're both running away with the Western divisions in the AL and the NL. Houston's got the awful Oakland A's, who have lost 5 straight entering Friday night and 8 of their last 10. Houston, even if they bring out a half a lineup, will probably pick up some games here. But you do have to worry about them. They're at Chicago after this, the White Sox, and then at Atlanta. If Houston's not bringing their A game, the White Sox in Atlanta might give them some trouble next week. Astros, a team like the Yankees, like the Dodgers, are going to start resting guys and limiting pitch counts. The Dodgers are one team that has not been slumping, though. They've won 10 straight heading into Friday night this weekend series against the Kansas City Royals. We'll see if it's a letdown spot. Normally it would be maybe on the road against a bad interleague team. But the Dodgers appear to be on a mission right now. They just can't help but score. That offense is so loaded. Heading into Friday night, they've scored 8 runs or more in 4 of their previous 5 games. All right, some quick hitters there. We're going to get in, get out. Headed to Vegas this week for the meet and greet. Don't forget, next Friday and Saturday, the meet and greet at Westgate on Saturday, August 20th. We've got also a basketball outing that afternoon at the Tarkanian Complex. Find out more information at wt.buzz/MG. And don't forget about my baseball. It's been red hot, 75% run over the past couple weeks as we head into Friday night. 7 days for $49 with promo code MOUND7. 7 days for $49 with promo code MOUND7. All those details on my page, SteveMerril, I know preseason football is here, and yes, we will have some preseason best bets. Check out my page for football, college football around the corner. But don't forget about baseball. We are smoking it right now. 53 and 33 run the past couple months. All sports up over 26 games the past 3.5 months. All sports basketball and baseball. Now we have football in the mix. And of course, baseball, as I mentioned, on a 75% run the past couple weeks. Get 7 days for just $49, but you must have promo code MOUND7, 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 Steve Merril, wagertalk.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the baseball. And enjoy the NFL preseason football. Hit like, hit subscribe. Leave me some comments below. And don't forget to download the Wager Talk TV app in your favorite app stores. Back on Monday with more content here on Wager Talk TV. Have a great weekend. Best of luck.